Okay, so let's talk about how white label agencies can help save you, the agency owner, more time, more money while growing your business. The reason people are going to be going to a white label provider is to get specific support in something they might not have, the staff or the knowledge to do. Because, the fact of the matter is, we don't know how to do everything, and we can't, but we want to be able to help service our clients even more. White label providers are perfect for people who are looking to grow their business without necessarily growing headcount, because with headcount comes lots and lots of other headaches, especially if you've never hired or managed somebody before. Because a lot of people who are getting started in the agency space, they've probably, they've had a job somewhere, but they're probably starting out kind of them and some like VAs, them and some freelancers kind of trying to figure these things out. And they're trying to just scrape by getting, the clients they need and fulfilling for those. And then they go, oh, hey, I know that one of the fastest ways to grow my business is to offer my current clients, additional services. So then they have to start looking into, well, how the heck am I going to do that? And you can kind of pick a few ways. One is to hire internally. So insource. You could find some freelancers, do some one-off work for you, kind of like on Fiverr or any other sort of site. Or you can look at, white label fulfillment partners who are still outsourced labor, but it's a little different. So in any of these cases, you need to consider, first and foremost, what are you trying to build? What do you like to do? What's your core competency? If you're trying to build a business, that's kind of your legacy, that you're going to be, wanting mentors and all that fun stuff, then yeah, cool, insource, go nuts. But you're going to be running at a high risk. What happens when you have clients that go away? If you hire ahead of time and now you don't have the financial ability to support those hires. The other thing that you have to do, that you need to worry about when you're hiring internally, is just how do you recruit talent? Do you know if the good ones or the bad ones? Are they full of it, or do they actually know their stuff? Getting into management. If you haven't managed somebody before, it's such an incredible amount of work, just in terms of, not just in terms of holding them accountable, but also coaching them up and making sure that they have a way to grow, because people who feel like they're not growing, they're going to leave, right? And then that's the other thing, you create, a single point of failure where someone could get, hit by a bus, or could just end up leaving for a bigger and better deal, because that happens all the time. The tenure at companies is not terribly long. So you have kind of a short window to really maximize that hire. And the scary fact is, the really just frightening fact is, it takes about 6 months to break even on any hire at that level. And they're going to be doing the job worse than you think they should be, or worse than you do it. And it's going to take them longer to do it. But that's the only true way to kind of set your expectations if you're going to go the insource route. You also just have kind of more of an ethical responsibility to the hires that are coming in. These are people that have made their bet on you to be the provider of the job, as they kind of, provide the service as well. But there's going to be things that they could be doing a great job, but that could be outside of their control. And then kind of it's you on the end there that you need to be dealing with those types of things. So then you have the freelancer. Freelancers are great. Need a quick job done. But man, one of the biggest issues running with freelancers is the old ghosting. Just, they started doing some great work with you. They're taking on other clients and they stop responding. Then you kind of run into a lot of the same problems as the insourcing. You're oh crap, I don't know how I'm going to get this stuff done. But you don't have the other downsides of just the amount of time it would take to manage them, coach them, recruit them, refill the position, those types of things that you would with in-house. But freelance, you're still going to have to, vet, make sure they're able to do the job, but you kind of can use them at your beck and call. Then you have the white label fulfillment side of things. White label fulfillment, it's you're outsourcing the work. So it's similar to a freelancer. The only difference is they've kind of built the hiring process for their own internal team. They have multiple points of failure or real success, I guess, where it's not just one person working an account. And if a white label agency is doing that, you have the wrong one. You just hired a freelancer. It's not just one person working in the account. There's multiple touch points. There's multiple people with kind of eyes on the account itself. And then the team has all of the background in, hiring, firing, and all that fun stuff that you don't have to worry about. All you have to do is maintain the relationship with your client and maintain the relationship with your account manager, who will be telling you everything that's going on in the account in a way that you'd be able to explain it nice and easily. So that's just the time savings on some stuff, and also just the commitment savings on a lot of things. In terms of cash, white label providers, they're very flexible in terms of their price points. They're going to be likely more expensive than a freelancer for a lot of the reasons I was saying before, but they're nowhere near as costly as an in-house hire. And in the PPC space, for instance, I think the national average right now is around like 80 to 90,000 for a single person. And that could be just a single person running ads. Are they doing design, landing page design? Are they building those things? Are they QAing? Like, what are they doing that you'd be getting from like a fulfillment partner or anything like that? That's just kind of table stakes. So you might be getting somebody on the in-house side that, you know, you have more control, you have more perceived ability to kind of get the job done, but you might be kneecapping yourself in terms of like what output could look like versus utilizing, you know, a white label firm or fulfillment house or anything along those lines. So if you're asking yourself like, how can a white label provider save me time? The question is yes. No, but in all seriousness, white label providers will save you time and money. It's a worthwhile expense. Obviously I'm biased, but yeah, like if you're in the space of kind of like dipping your toes into a new service offering, I think it's a no-brainer. And if you have any questions or an inkling to learn more about it, check us out at InvisiblePPC.com. And yeah, or just leave things in the comments. I'm sure we'll check those at some point.